What's going on, guys? My name is Ethan Hogle. I am up here with Ry Russell in Medway, Maine. Actually, sorry.
It is Midway, mate.
It is Medway.
You don't need to be sorry.
No,
That's,
I know.
that's where we are.
I know. You need to introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Ry Russell.
Yes, that's that's what I was talking about.
Got you. Yeah.
So I've worked with Ry probably since I was maybe about 16, 17 years old. Started at the old.
How old are you now?
24.
That's a long time.
It is, but we did take a little hiatus.
Yeah.
We did. We each went our separate ways when I was about 19, and now we are back. We're working on some awesome projects. But while we're working on those really cool things, I was thinking to myself, there are actually some things I do not know about you, Ry. As I'm sure a lot of our other viewers do not know about you. So what I want to do is just put you on the spot.
Great.
A few minutes few minutes each morning, and figure out you a little more in depth.
I love it. Let's do this. This is scary.
All right, we'll start off with this.
Okay.
Describe, using all 5 senses, your childhood home. If you moved around a lot, describe the one you remember best.
Interesting. Childhood home. So, I had moved with Mom and Papa Russell and baby sister Julia. I think by the time I'd gone to high school, 14 times.
14 times.
Yeah.
Was it hard moving around that much?
As like a younger kid, I would say yes. It was. I can think of one time. Like if you ask my parents, I know that they would tell you that there was like 2 or 3 moves that were particularly challenging because my sister and I had made like good friends. And what have you. And I always thought it was cool because my parent, like, it was an adventure, and my parents really, like, treated it as an adventure. Like, we didn't know, back then my dad worked in manufacturing. And so in the 90s, a lot of manufacturing was going to Mexico or going to China. And so we were really moving around a lot because of that.
Right.
And, a lot of people thought that, we must be a military family. But I got to love moving around. Like,
really?
Yeah, like there was definitely some times that it was hard, but I was fortunate enough to go to Gould Academy in high school, and that was like 4 years of stability of like this is where I'm living.
That's where you planted. Yes.
Yeah, but that had really been the first time that, like, to be honest, I kind of felt stuck. Like and there was like a freedom, I guess, in moving around and not knowing people. And I mean, like, I was kind of a socially awkward kid. So, like,
You were socially awkward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, 100%. Yep. A lot of people might think that's weird now, but
So now I have to ask, when did you make the transition then from being just a socially awkward high school kid like the rest of us to, Ry Russell, who you are now?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who the hell Ry Russell is. So, I try not to define what that looks like, but it was hard. I mean, like middle school, high school, I was very much just myself. And like I was just kind of weird. Like I was
Did you have any cliques that you hung out with?
Not real. No. Like I had a few select friends that's like, hey, how are you? Maybe we'll play some FIFA or Madden. Yeah, but like I was very much a loner. And sometimes it was lonely, but like not really. Like I think my maniacal mind like just entertained, like me, myself, and I can be very entertaining. And there's a lot to unpack there sometimes. So no, like I definitely didn't know who the heck I was in high school. I started to learn in college that we were talking about this with Mike the other day.
I think
like
so,
what was my role,
right.
with
in
with
your
my
social friend group.
Yeah, I was the attorney. I was evaluating whatever we were about to do, and I was discovering an exit plan and kind of coordinate it, because like if we're gonna have fun and we're gonna do fun things, we're gonna do it right, and we're gonna make sure that we do it and get in as least amount of trouble as possible. But I think going back to my childhood home and moving, by the time I got to college, I was kind of excited for the new adventure. I was excited to go to university, and I spent my entire childhood wanting to be an adult. like wanting to do real things.
That's
Like,
all kids do, I'm sure. You know, everybody wants to grow up so fast, and then we get to the age of adulthood and realize, well, wish we didn't do that.
yeah, and you know, as an adult now, like, trust me, like, this is exactly where I want to be, where I wanted to be, but I appreciate like the childhood creativeness, the childhood discovery, like in the stuff we're working on every day. I feel like a 6-year-old, like discovering the world. Like there's just so much that we don't know,
and so much to learn. You know, that's the best part about the process.
In moving so many times, you're meeting new people. And you're learning new stories, you're getting new experiences. So yeah, like, did I have a childhood home? No, I not really. You know, I would say like my grandparents' homes were kind of like my childhood homes,
right.
And then the houses that my parents and my sister and I lived in, we were holding the space. You know, when I sold my house in Saco, I thought that was my house. Like, I did all the research. Like, I knew this was the house, and if I was going to sell it someday, this was going to be the logical choice.
Your plan of attack.
But it's my house. And, like, I wasn't sure I wanted to sell it. And then I was telling you the other day, like, driving by that house and seeing the family there, seeing the kids on the swing in the front, like, damn. I was like, that was never my house. Yeah, I was just holding this house until that family could acquire it.
Well, me and Bree actually talk about this a lot, and you keep saying the word house, and I want to think there's a difference between a house and a home. Do you know what I mean? I think that the house is just a structure and a building, and I think that when the family moved into it, like you were saying, they created a home with their own memories and their own personality, and they kind of breathed new life into it. So going back to the original question, what when you describe your senses that, you know, that you relate to, let's just say a home, since you don't really have, you moved around so much, what senses do you use to let you know that you're home? What do you look at as your home?
Okay, so like one of my, like, it's so simple. One of my favorite things ever is like even going to visit my parents in California now. And you know, they're living on their boat. They both have their careers, and it's fun. And I love that they're having that experience. But my favorite thing about it is when I go visit, like, I mean, I'm literally sleeping on like outdoor furniture on the back of a boat, like, but it's it's always the best night's sleep that I get in months. And then the next morning, like, you smell the eggs, the English muffin, cracked red pepper, or cracked black pepper and crushed red pepper, and like, you know, this bacon and egg, no cheese, English muffin, breakfast sandwich. Oh, it's heaven. And it's like, that's home. Like, your mother, your father, your family, your significant others, your loved one. Like, to me, like, I don't know, I feel like if I was born like foreign, like, I'd just be a cowboy. Like, you know, I just literally, like, I'd have a horse, and I'd go to a new town, and I'd make new friends, and I'd go to another one, and I'd write letters to that one. And I mean, social media has made that possible today. Like, I still talk to individuals from my childhood, from high school, from different places I've lived across the country. And, you know, sometimes I feel like a like or a heart or something on social media isn't necessarily that letter, but I do think that it's a modern way of not like, hey, I still see you, I love you, I'm watching you, like, I love watching this part of your life. But no, I think, like, to me, the structure has never been what's made anything a home. I think that's a residence. I think the home is just like, I don't know, like, friggin' stupid. It's like where your heart is, right? Like, you just know. And so, you know, being up here in Medway, like, we were driving by my grandparents' home. Like, that's a home I would consider a childhood home.
Right.
You know, like, I can tell you, probably map out the entire building, you know, the structure of that. In my dad's parents, their home in Booth Bay Harbor, same thing. Like, you know, I spent a lot of my summers there, and, like, that was a home. But, like, I mean, how fortunate I, you know, was to be able to spend time with both sets of grandparents and have them for such a significant part of my life. But no, I don't think the structure is a home. I think home is absolutely the cliche of just where you feel at peace, tranquil, and happy. So for me, moving all those times, was it hard? Sure, there was probably some times it was hard, but looking back, the best dang thing that's ever happened to us. Thanks Mom and Papa Ross for creating a home wherever you are.
Right on. And thank you, Ry, for giving me a job. So we're here.
Love you, brother.
Love you too, brother.
Thanks
All
for coming back.
We're out, guys.